that thing inside, that fire burning inside of me, like, I'm like, I can do something different. I can be that role model that I wish I had.
Welcome to the Tales to Inspire podcast. Before we get started on this episode, I would like to invite you to our community so that you can hear more stories to inspire change within your life and positive change within the systems in which we live. All I want you to do is to click on the subscribe button. Your comments mean the world to us with anything that's resonated with you, and I absolutely love your support. I can't wait to go on this journey alongside you. Thank you so much for subscribing. Let's get into today's episode. I'd like to say thank you to our partners Wellsprings, who provided us a studio to share these stories. Now, Wellsprings provides opportunities for entrepreneurs and individuals with growing businesses in the Bolton area. Thank you so much for your support.
I'd like to give a huge thank you to one of our key partners, Bolton CVS, in helping us share new stories of changemakers within Bolton, and that starts today. Today, we go into a deep dive with Daniel Sukula.
I'm Daniel Sukula. This is my Tales to Inspire.
Daniel, if you'd like to introduce yourself, who you are, the name of the organisation you work for, and then we'll jump in.
Yeah. My name is Daniel Sukula. I'm the founder and CEO of Be The Change Youth Project.
Amazing. And Daniel, where did this all begin in terms of your personal story? Can you tell us like where you were born, your family background, and we'll go from there?
Well, everything began in my mother's stomach.
I love it. Let's start there, Joe.
Yeah, that's where everything started. So I was born in Congo, Democratic Republic of Congo. There's two of them. Mm-hmm. So there's Congo Kinshasa and Congo Brazzaville. So I'm from Kinshasa. And I was born in 1989, and the capital. So Kinshasa is the capital. And my dad was involved with the local army as well, and growing up, I wouldn't say life was the greatest. Mm-hmm. It wasn't the worst. But then, obviously, Congo, everyone knows, at the time was a war-torn country, so there was a lot. It's still going, it's still happening out.
Yeah.
It's still happening out. So, and that's the reason why my parent decided to take us out of Congo, because life was not what they wanted for their children. Every parent wants to provide the best life for their kids. And being in Congo, my parent couldn't provide that because of the war. There was so many risks where they could literally take your kids to even like become a child soldier. They can literally kill you. There was so much risk for my parents, and so they took us to lovely England, and
how old were you when that happened?
When we came to England, I think I was 11 or 12,
Okay.
And when we arrived there, to be honest, I thought I was like, I'm in heaven.
Why? Okay.
Yeah, what I mean? I thought I was in heaven, because coming from where I came from, literally waking up every day, like hearing gunshots. There was a lot going on from my young age, so I've seen a lot from my life. Mm-hmm. At that age, I had to grow up to be a man from such a young age, and coming to England was like, wait a minute.
Wow.
There's another side to life.
And how was the journey coming to England? Was it just regular journey getting over here? Have you got any siblings?
Yeah, I've got siblings. So when we came, I think there was me, my big sister, and my little sister.
Okay, so it's three of us.
Three of us when we came in England. And we came with my mom. We came first, and then my dad followed after. So again, it was one of them just finding a way to get here. So we arrived in Dover.
Okay.
So when we arrived in Dover, I think 2002, and we sought asylum then, and we stayed in a hostel or hotel. Well, what they call it now, immigration hotel.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So we stayed in one of them for a few months, and then they found us a place in Bolton. And to be honest, it was such a crazy journey, because we're thinking now, because of the trauma that we had of like all the like moving from Congo to here, and all the journey was kind of traumatic for us. So when they said they found us a place, and we go on the coach, and the journey was so long, and we're thinking, where are they taking us? Like, like all of us in the coach, we're like, we've been going for hours. These people could be taking us in.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And then we arrived in Bolton. And arriving in Bolton, it wasn't it wasn't easy, you know, when I arrived the boat, and life at the beginning, due to language barriers, not knowing everybody, was like they just dropped us something.
Yeah.
You know, we don't know where to begin.
So languages in DRC is French, right?
It's French and Lingala.
Okay, all right.
So imagine not one of us speaking any English. So we arrived in Bolton and we settled in. They gave us a house in Great Leroy, concrete estate. That's what they call it.
Okay, yeah.
You know, and we stayed there for a few years, and we settled in. We started school. So I started school at Mount. So me and my sister, we started school at Mount St. Joseph.
Okay.
And the language was always a barrier, like, you know. So, but we had no choice.
Yeah.
You know, we got safety. That was the main priority. So we had to learn the language. We had to make new friends, and we settled. And we're thinking like, this is end up. Life is all sweet. Yeah. And then came 2005. The brown envelope came through the door, and usually when the brown envelope comes, all the family get together because we're like, yeah, there's gonna be some good news here.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So we all came together. You know, my mom is like, yeah. I think we got some good news. They opened the letter now. The worst news ever. Our asylum case failed. You know, they're gonna deport us back. You know, like the house went cold. You know, proper cold. Like no one could say a word because we're thinking now. We settled in Bolton. You know, this has become like our home. We made friends. We're going to school. We learned the language and everything. And all of a sudden now, all that could be changed in a second.
Yeah.
You know? So my mom was crying. You know, she loved crying. She loved crying, so she started crying. You know, and again, it's traumatic for us, you know, being so young. And like I said, in Congo, we've seen a lot of that. We've seen my mom cry all the time because everything we had to go through. And then to see her crying again, you know, after she'd been so happy for such a long time.
Yeah.
It was quite painful for all of us, you know, and being 15 at the time. Now I'm thinking everything is about to change now.
Yeah.
You know, the life I was hoping for. Because I love football so much. I'm going to play for England. That was my dream. I'm going to play for England, you know, and everything. And then I'm thinking now, these people are about to take my dream away.
Yeah.
You know, they're about to split my family. Because at the time, the immigration brought out Section 9.
Okay.
So Section 9 meant where they can literally deport families, or they can separate the families. So the kids can probably go into care and they deport the parents back.
Right, okay.
So at that time, it wasn't just my parents thinking about us being deported. It's also thinking, we just brought our kids to safety, and now they could take them away from us and deport us back. You know, to the point where my mom was thinking literally like, you know, if they're gonna do that, we might as well kill ourselves, like, you know.
Yeah.
You know, because we came here, why are they gonna split us? You know, if they're gonna send anyone back, you know, we should all go back.
Yeah.
You know, so it was one of them. And then as a young man, you know, like I said, everything began in the stomach. I'm very ambitious, you know, and I thought, I'm not gonna let this I'm not gonna let them to split my family, you know. I'm gonna do something about this. I don't know what it was, but I'm like, I'm gonna do something about this. And I went to school, you know, and I think it was my IT lesson.
Okay.
You know, we're not allowed to be browsing on the internet while we're in class.
Okay.
But at that time, I'm like, I have to do anything possible. So I go on the computer, I'm like searching immigration journalists, like someone that can help us, you know, and I found a journalist in London called Arun.
Okay.
So it's he does like articles around immigrations and things like that. So then I looked for his email. Then I dropped my email. I'm like, hi, my name is Daniel Sukula. I'm 15 years old. I'm scared. I don't want to be deported, you know, because if I go back, I might become a child soldier, you know. And he was so touched by it, you know. That was just me, just sending the email, not knowing what's gonna happen.
Cry for help, right?
Yeah, crying for help. And that email was what we needed. It changed everything. You know, just a stranger out of nowhere, touched by a story from a 15 years old boy. And he got back to us. He got back to me anyway. And he made a journey from all the way from London. And I didn't tell my parents anything.
Wow.
No one knew anything. Because I'm like, if I tell him,
Yeah.
you know, they'll probably be like, you're not supposed to talk to strangers, or, you know what I mean? So I didn't tell him anything. All I knew is, I'm trying to get us help. We're going to stay here. So, and then he made his way to Bolton. I sent him my home address. That's a completely stranger, you know, and he came all the way to Bolton, and then he knocked on the door. There was a lot of panic, because my mom, everyone is thinking maybe his immigration is on the door.
Yeah, of course, yeah.
You know what I mean? And so I had to tell him, like, this is someone I've been talking to, and he's gonna come to help us. He's come to help us. So we sat down and we let him in the house. You know, we sat down and explained to my parents. You know, we had to translate to my parents, like this is what he does, and he has a few contacts and people that can help us. You know, so I think we made a trip to Manchester to, like, there was like a lot of events in Manchester. I think we went there. They introduced us to a few like social activists.
Okay.
You know, and from there, then I spoke to one of my school teachers about it as well.
Okay.
You know, I spoke to them about it, that we could be deported at any time now, and he took it. One of my teachers, Jason Travis, he's like he became one of the warriors.
Yeah, I love it.
Yeah, and he took it to heart, and he joined the campaign as well. And then the people we met in Manchester, they knew other groups from Bolton. So, and then we had our first meeting at the Socialist Club on I think it's a Wood Street, so down the road from here.
Yeah.
We had that first meeting. So there were a few people from all around Bolton. We sat down. The Sukula family must stay was born.
Amazing. So the Sukula family must stay. That was the campaign.
That was the campaign.
Amazing.
And then from there, Bolton News joined the campaign.
It's incredible.
Yeah. Bolton News joined the campaign, and the campaign was like all over the places now. So from that young age of 15, I was already going up and down the country to ask for help. Like going to speak to universities, you know, standing in London with a paper, with a petition,
Get signatures and
getting signatures on the road, on the streets. So we used to go all over, just standing on the streets, talking to strangers. Can they sign a petition? And we had so many signatures. It was crazy, you know. And the campaign took off. You know, the people of Bolton stood up. They're like, we ain't gonna let that happen.
One of our own.
One of our own. Like, people literally stood up for my family. Like, it was crazy. It was like a movie. It was like a movie. Literally, like, people used to come all the way from my house in Great Lever. We'll march from Great Lever all the way to the Bolton Town Hall.
Wow. And for those who aren't from Bolton, it's a bit of a distance, right? It's only like 4 or 5 miles. People marching.
People marching with banners, you know, singing Sukula family must stay, deportation, no way. We're singing that all the way from Great Lever to town. You know, everyone will stand outside the town hall steps. Hundreds of people be there.
Amazing.
You know, BBC got involved, like ITV News, everyone got involved. Like, the campaign became quite big, you know, and from there we kept on fighting. You know, even though we kept on fighting, the immigration kept on, like, putting pressure on us.
Okay.
They stopped the benefit.
Right.
You know, they're doing everything just to make it difficult so we can accept to go back.
Yeah.
So they stopped the benefit. They stopped paying for the house. So now we have to get evicted because they're not paying for the house no more. And guess what happened? Bolton Council turned around and said they're not going to evict us. They're not going to stop paying for the house. So we stayed in that house even though Home Office wasn't paying for it anymore. So the council refused. You know, people were just standing, like, it's not gonna happen. You know, local people started bringing us food. You know, we started going to local charities like to get food weekly. So that was our life, like weekly. Every Wednesday, me and my mom, we get our bags, we go into the local charity down the road, Brass.
Yeah, of course, yeah. So Malcolm.
Yeah, Malcolm. So we used to go to Brass every Wednesday with our bags to fill up the bags with food. Local people knocking on the doors, bringing food. We're getting food from the schools as well. So there was just so much help from the community. Like, you know, even though we didn't have any money at all, you know, we live by the community, you know. So that
amazing.
That's literally it was the power of the community was so much, like, where the immigration could not do anything.
And what was the turning point? What was the turning point for the immigration? When was that, and what happened for them to say, yes, you can stay?
I think just to see the amounts of petition that we got, like how the media got involved, everybody got involved. It was a bit one of them, like, we got no choice, we have to give in now.
Yeah.
We have to give in, because this is like the people that, like I said, when the community come together, when people work together, so powerful.
Yeah.
You know, it's so powerful when people come together, and despite the immigration being so up here, yeah, but the power of the people overpassed them. And we got the paper in 2008.
Amazing.
You know, so the campaign one, and that was all through people from Bolton coming together, saying, we're not gonna have this. You know, this is one of ours. You know, we're gonna fight for this family, and they're going to stay here, and this is why I'm here now.
Love it. And the stories of migration, Daniel, are so prevalent in society, and it's so polar opposites. There's people who know this is what Britain should be.
This is what I mean.
Although this is what Britain should be.
Yeah.
And I spent 8 weeks in Africa this year. I'm sorry, 2025, and I built a school in Uganda. I've supported refugees and asylum seekers my whole adult life, right?
Yeah.
And the responsibility that Britain has a part to play, and European countries,
A lot.
in all African countries,
A lot.
you know. And I think, let's look at DRC, for example.
Yeah.
One of the wealthiest countries in the world.
Literally, yeah.
The most resources.
Literally.
You look at gold, you look at aluminium, you look at cobalt. Wow, it's like huge.
Yeah.
Do DRC own that?
No.
No. Who owns it? European countries. You know, the West own that. And until we, as Brits, take responsibility and realize that we colonized the British Empire, we went over to these countries, put our morals on it, took advantage, and still to this day do.
Yeah, exactly.
And then how do we not expect to be able to welcome
This is what I mean.
other people from other countries when we've taken advantage?
Literally, this is what I mean. This is what I always say. The thing is here, the big problem I have is people lack of understanding. You know, lack of education. This is the reason why you see there's such an uproar around immigration, because the media wants to like portray that like, oh, these people are coming here to destroy.
Take your money, take your jobs,
Take
all
your
this kind of
jobs,
stuff.
you know what I mean? This is what the media is showing. They're not sitting there and be like, okay, this is how it's starting. Just like you said, colonization, you know, this is how it started, and this is what's got us to here. Because if these countries were not colonized, we would not get here.
Yeah.
You know, so they tell the story in the media just about all the bad things, but they're not telling them how this started. And a lot of people, now even a lot of the young people that I speak to, a lot of them don't understand because the school's not teaching them about that.
Yeah. Yeah. It's hidden.
It's hidden.
It's the hidden story.
No one knows. So unless this story is starting to be told from school, then we'll have a better society, because right now the media plays a big part in it.
Yeah.
You know, and that's why I was hurt. You know, I love the British flag.
Yeah.
You know, so it was a bit weird to me to be walking down the streets and I'm like seeing it all over the places, and I'm thinking, now I'm British as well, though.
Yeah.
You know, does this flag represent me now? Because I feel like they're trying to divide, to say like, oh, we're putting the flags up, you know, because it's our country. You guys don't belong here. This is our country. That's how it felt. And I'm telling you now, speaking to a lot of the young people, we have a lot of debates at the center.
Right.
So there was a big debate around it, you know, and for me, I love the flag. I even wanted to put one up myself. I'm like, I'm gonna put a flag up just to show to people that I'm British too.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? This is our home. So one of the things that I say to the young people, sometimes I get where people are coming from, but it's the media portraying it to make it like it's such a, like, these immigrants that come here, they just come in to do bad things. Not all of us are coming here to do bad things. I'm one example of that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and there's thousands.
There's
thousands.
So many. There's thousands of people like me coming here, contributing to the society, you know, doing good in their communities. But the media don't talk about that.
Yeah.
You know, the media don't talk about that. And that's what's causing the problem. And this is why stories like mine and others needs to be told, because people need to understand, you know. And like I said, I don't blame them for like being all mad about it.
Yeah.
I don't blame them at all. It's lack of understanding. They're not told the truth.
When I was in South Africa in 2025, I learned about apartheid.
Yeah.
And I'd always honoured Nelson Mandela.
Yeah.
I'd always been like, how the hell did he spend 29 years in prison for the sake, and never once say anything negative about his prison guards?
No.
And I was like, I can't get my head around that person's compassion.
I literally am.
But one thing I learned about apartheid was it was to distract.
Yeah.
It was to blame people against people
Yeah.
to distract against the system.
Yeah.
So, for example, young people,
Yeah.
migrants,
Yeah.
disabled people.
Yeah.
If we can blame certain people who struggle defending themselves because they don't have a platform or a voice,
Yeah.
then actually we can distract from the true reality,
Yeah.
which is the system.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
the government, the things.
100%.
And that's what I feel right now.
100%.
People are really passionate. Great. Use your passion to fight against the system
This is what I mean, yeah.
and not against the weakest people in society.
You know? Yeah.
So it's
100%. I'm telling you, the last year, like with the immigration, like everyone going on about the immigration, like reading newspapers every time immigration this, like immigration, that immigration, like it was so all over in your face, like, you know. And there was a time I read an article, like I think there was hundreds of people like trying to cross on the boat and they drowned.
right.
And they died. That's recent as well. And I went in the comments. I usually like to avoid comments, but I'm like, let me go and look at the comments. I went in the comments. I'm telling you now, I was like, what? Like, what's going on? Like, it's like the world is gone crazy. Like, people like they're celebrating other people's death.
Yeah, I've seen that. Words like good riddance.
Yeah, good riddance, fantastic news.
Yeah.
You know, I'm thinking, people just died. Hundreds of people just died.
Children as well.
Children.
Just
You know, and that's why I became even so more passionate about speaking up. You know, that's why I had to speak up in that convention, because of that. After reading those articles, I was like, I need to tell people my story. You know, I need to tell them, not every refugee or immigrant that come to this country, they're coming to destroy it. The ones that come in to destroy, fair enough, they don't deserve to be here. But if you're coming here to build like a life for your family, you're coming here to contribute and respect British values, then I don't see anything wrong with that.
yeah.
You see what I mean? And that's what the media needs to be showing a bit more of that. They're not showing none of that. They're just showing all the negative sides about immigrants, you know, but they're not willing to show all the positive. Because I'm telling you now, if the media change the narrative and start showing all the great things that refugees or asylum seekers are doing in this country, the majority of those people that are going out putting flags or campaigning, their minds will change.
It'll start to make them think a little bit.
It'll start to make them think a little bit different, because they're like, wait a minute, we're there now.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's just the media. Once this story is being told everywhere now, people will start thinking different. They're not evil,
Yeah.
you know? all these people that put in flags or campaigning, they're not evil. It's just because it's what they're being told and what they're seeing. That's what's making them. Because I don't believe in any humans being evil.
Yeah.
You know, people are not born evil. You can't say a little baby being born with like being evil. No, it's what we see. It's what we're being told.
It's how we nurture that.
How we nurture that, and that's how people become like that.
Absolutely.
You know.
So then let's go, Daniel, back to you've got you're here to stay.
Yeah.
You got that security.
Yeah.
Right. You've probably finished school. You're going through that process. Where does your journey lead to kind of where you are today? How does that go?
Well, the journey again, like I said, when we got our paper, I missed out a lot of my childhood because I spent a lot of my time campaigning.
Right.
You know, so while my friends were going out playing football or going to do things that normal teenagers do, I'm having to stand on street corners with a piece of paper asking for people to sign the petition.
Yeah.
You know, so I missed out on so much. You know, so when we got the paper, like every young person, I was like, I got a bit of freedom. You know, I want to join my friends. I want to go out. You know, so and that was the turning point for me.
Okay.
So from that kid that was campaigning, you know, everything changed because my environment, the people that I had around me, kind of influenced me a lot.
Okay.
You know, because I wanted to be like them. I wanted to fit in. I wanted to feel part of a community.
Okay.
You know, whatever they were doing, I want to do that because I want to feel like I'm a normal young person because I missed out on a lot. And that led me away from a lot of things.
Okay. So what kind of things were you starting to get up to?
Started like getting into trouble with the police, you know, started fighting, doing all the things that I didn't want to do. But because the environment that I had around me, I kind of forgot about all of that. You know, I kind of forgot about all that. Started doing all the wrong things, you know, and came to 2015. Then a friend of mine got stabbed. Oh yeah, just to go back into that, like I went to college, went to uni, and then I even dropped out of uni because the influence outside was so much for me.
Right.
I'm like,
So much.
out here now, like I'm respected, you know what I mean? And then my nickname was Flyboy.
For high boy, what does that mean? Whoa.
Like a Flyboy, so I used to love dressing, looking good, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I wanted like, you know, I felt like someone important in the community now. Everyone knows about Flyboy.
Yeah.
Till this day, I walk on the street, people will be like, yes, Flyboy. I'll be like, yo, stop with that. I'm 36 years old now. Don't be calling me Flyboy. Literally, so it was that thing like, oh, everyone is talking about me and, you know, and we're looking at the media, we're seeing what other young people in London are doing, you know, and I'm like, we need to start something similar in Bolton. So we started a little gang called Green Gang.
Okay.
We started Green Gang. So the McDonald's in town, that was like our spot. The Bolton Town Hall steps that we used to standing to campaign for my family, that became our chilling spot with me and my boys. So everything changed for me. From that boy campaigning, now I'm all around. Not everyone was bad, but the majority of the people that I had around me was not the right people.
Not influencing you.
Not influenced me in the right direction. And again, I don't blame those young people because now that I do what I do, I understand why we did that, because we didn't have any role models. We didn't have someone to stand by them. We literally didn't have that. Everything we were doing, it was just us like, okay, today we're going to do this.
Yeah.
And there'll be no one to say, no, don't do that. You might get arrested. Or don't, you know what I mean? So it was just like all of us egging each other on like, yeah, oh yeah, there's a fight. Yeah, let's go for it. Yeah. You know what I mean? So, and then we used to be members at a lads club.
Okay.
And at the time, obviously things was just getting heated up around Bolton. We're getting arrested all the time. The police involved and everything. And most of us got banned from the youth club. And again, I don't blame lads club for doing that. You know, it was just a bit too much. But again, there was not someone there to literally stand by us.
Yeah.
You know, and so we was banned. And at that point, we don't have nowhere else to go. So the Steps, McDonald's, the local park, that became like where we meet, where we chill and everything, you know. And we continue doing what we do. We got nowhere else to go. You know, no one's look out for us, so we're having to look out for ourselves.
How aware of this are your parents with you? Are you hiding it from them? Are they trying to change you? Are you like, I don't care about what they do? Like,
To be honest, at that time, like, I didn't care.
right.
Everyone knew me now as the bad kid.
Right.
Every family, they don't want the kids to be around me because I'm known as the bad kid now. And that label stuck onto me. I'm like, okay, everyone thinks I'm a bad kid. Yeah.
So you're the one with no hope. The one who can't change.
Yeah, the one that can't
The
change.
gangster, the one who's
Gangster,
influenced.
yeah, he's gonna go prison. You know what I mean? All my school reports are bad. You know, that's what everyone knew me now. So I'm like, okay, I'm gonna run away with that label now. You know, that's me now. You know, and things just started getting heated in Bolton, and then my girlfriend at the time, got pregnant. You know, so that's my eldest now.
Okay.
She got pregnant now. At that age, I'm gonna become a dad.
How old are you? 21, 22?
I think I was 20, 21.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm gonna become a dad now. So now, like, it's literally like there's so much pressure now. Cause I'm thinking now, I'm not speaking to my parents. I've not spoken to my parents for a while. Cause I fell out with my parents.
Okay.
Because the way I was carrying on my life, like, you know, I fell out with my parents. They didn't know where I was living. You know, I moved out of home. So I'm literally just out here now. Like,
You against the world.
me against the world now. Like, you know, I'm gonna prove my parents wrong. I'm gonna prove them I'm not gonna go back begging.
Yeah.
I'm gonna show them I'm a man. You know, that was literally me now. Like, I'm literally doing anything just so I can get something to eat, just so I can look after my daughter and everything, you know what I mean? But at the same time, I always had that good thing inside of me. Like, you know, even though I'm around all these people, inside of me, I'll always go back to like what people did for my family.
Yeah.
You know, I always knew I was that good kid, you know, but again, I was surrounded by so many people that was not doing the right things.
Wow. So you're saying that the birth of your first child was that turning point for you to get back to that?
A lot of it.
Okay.
Because again, there was so much pressure out there. I'm like, I want to be a father. I want to be a role model for my daughter. But at the same time, I'm like, I've got my friends. I want to be around my friends. So I'm playing with the two now.
Yeah.
Trying to be a dad. Trying to please my friends. You know what I mean? So it was so hard because I didn't have no one. I didn't have any support from anyone to help me.
Yeah.
So, and then the major turnaround came in 2015.
Okay.
My friend got stabbed
Right.
and he died. You know, at that point, literally now, I'm like, okay, things are getting serious now. You know, he's gone. And again, he was one of those guys, those type of guys like his hench, you know what I mean? He was well respected. People used to fear him and everything. So I'm like, he's gone now. You know, this could have literally be anybody. You know, now things are running through my mind. I'm like, I got my daughter. You know what I mean? I'm like, there's a lot of us now. We don't have any role models. There's no one standing for us. It's just us. You know, I'm like, and that thing inside, that fire burning inside of me, like, I'm like, I started the campaign at the age of 15. You know, I can do something different. I can be that role model that I wish I had. You know, I can be a great dad.
Yep.
For my daughter. You know, that was it. So I'm like, okay. I'm telling my friend, you know, just joking around with my friend. I'm like, oh yeah, you know what? I want to start a youth club. Everyone laugh.
Yeah.
Yeah, come on, bro. Come on, you being serious. You know, after everything, you want to do a youth club. no one is gonna give you that chance, you know, because we didn't have no platform. So it's like no one is gonna give you a chance. Like there's already other youth club in Bolton. There's Lads Club that,
Yeah.
you know, what are you gonna do that's different? You know, that was the kind of friends that I had. So I didn't have the type of friend I'll be like, okay, we'll support you, let's do it. You know, no one believed in the dream. You know, but I said, you know what? If it means me standing alone to do this, I'm going to do it. So I sat on my computer, came up with the plan. This is what I'm gonna do. Then I spoke to one of my childhood friends. I went to see him. I'm like, this is what I wanna do. I wanna start a youth project. You know, literally I started going around Bolton. So I'll go to local parks, getting young people. So the same thing I did with the campaign, I'm doing that now.
To get them signed up to join the youth club.
Yeah, just like sign a petition. Amazing. Sign a petition, give feedbacks. What do you guys want?
Amazing.
So I'm literally going around Bolton Town, asking young people what do they want. You know, what can we bring in Bolton that's not already here? What can we do different?
Amazing.
Literally, I was walking up and down, speaking to so many young people. I'm like, yeah, there's a lot of interest. You know, young people want someone different. You know, they want someone that look like them.
Yeah. Lived experience.
Lived experience.
So, yeah.
You know, someone that can relate with.
Yeah.
We didn't have that. I'm like, maybe this could be it. Then the dream started. So, because I love football. Like I said, I wanted to play for England.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I was like, you know what? We're going to start weekly football sessions. So we started the weekly football sessions. And the numbers, so much young people were turning up every week. So we called it Friday Fever.
Okay.
Friday Fever, every Friday, everyone come there. Even those same friends that used to laugh and not believe it, everyone start coming to it now.
Amazing.
So I'm thinking now, this is more than just people coming to have a kickback, you know? This can be a lot bigger than that. So we started the project. Well, I got a few people involved, everyone came, you know, and we started the project then. And this is the journey now. To be honest, even from when I started it, there've been a lot of challenges. There were times that I asked myself, like, why am I doing this?
Yeah. You don't get paid a lot of money.
You don't get paid a lot of money. Like, literally, we're not getting nothing. I'm just doing this voluntarily.
So you're sacrificing your time.
Everything. I'm like, why am I doing this? Like, but when I think about the young people, I'm like, I think about my daughter. I'm like, nah, I have to keep on going. So the project started. So we started running a few activities there. And then support from Bolton CVS, and they supported us. And then Bolton Home supported us. So the project started growing.
Okay.
You know, from sometime we're running activities in the park. So things started growing, and then it caught the attention of like Emil Heskey.
Wow.
So we actually went to an award, and I walked up to him. I'm like, this is what I do in Bolton, you know. And he's like, you know what? I'm a bit busy now, but here's my number. So give me a call later, you know. And I thought it was just one of them, like, you probably won't answer or respond. And I dropped him a message, and then we became quite close. We're still very close till now. So he started supporting the project, and the project grew, and we got a building on Manchester Road. So the project had a different name before.
Okay, so what was the original name of
The original name was Be the Best.
Be the Best, okay.
Yeah, so I wanted young people to be the best.
Okay.
You know, and we had other people, like I said, we had other people involved. And again, when things are growing, there's always going to be a problem.
Yeah.
Not everyone is going to be on the same page, or, you know, or have the same passion as me.
Okay.
You know, so I was the founder of the project, like I said. But then some of the people that I brought in caused a bit of a problem, especially once the project started getting the attention out there. People like Heskey involved and things like that. So it caused a bit of tension in 2020.
Right.
So literally now, this is where things went upside down for me again.
Okay.
So from building something for 4 years, getting a building, being nominated for England Lionheart by Emil Hesketh. So I got chosen out of 1,000 people around England to be part of the England Lionheart squad.
Okay.
And that was, so what's the old man's name? Sir Tom. Is it Sir Tom?
Yes. Yeah. The person who wore.
Yeah. So he was the captain for the team.
All right. Okay.
And the team was chosen by England players.
Okay. Captain Tom.
Yeah, Captain Tom.
There we go.
Yeah, so the team was chosen by Southgate and the players from the England national team. So they broke it down from 1,000 people to 20, I think 23 people.
For a squad.
For the squad of inspirational people, and I was one of them.
You was one of the top 23 in the whole of the UK.
I was one of them.
Amazing.
Literally, and they
What position on the football pitch?
I'm telling you, they didn't tell us what.
I bet you want to be a striker, man. All the goals.
Of course. So they invited us to even Wembley, Wembley Stadium. I think it was a game, and then during halftime they took us on the pitch, and our name was on the big screen. Literally, I'm like, this is the dream. Just a boy from Bolton.
Amazing.
Things has changed for me now, and then all of that caused a bit of a rift.
Okay.
Within the project, and I lost everything.
A bit of a divide. Everything kind of.
Everything, literally everything that we built down the drain.
Wow.
During
COVID, I see.
During COVID, yeah. I lost everything. The project was gone.
Okay.
And now I'm thinking, everything is gone now. My dream is all gone. And I went through a dark period where I literally wanted to end my life, because I'm thinking, this is it for me now. I've lost everything. It's either I'm gonna go to jail for doing something stupid, or that's it. Literally, I used to drive in my car having to stop in the motorway because my head is going with thoughts, crazy things going through my mind, but every time I wake up and I look at my kids, it's giving me another reason why not to do anything stupid, and I'm looking at young people still backing it. I'm like, I can't give up on these young people. They're all looking to me you can't, and I sat down one day, I'm like, okay, I lost everything. Fair enough. Yeah, but I'm Daniel Sukula. Yeah, that's who I am. No one can take that away from me. You can take all the material stuff. You can take all the money away from me, but you can't take the vision. You can't take the passion that I have.
Yep.
I want to be a change maker. I want to help people in my community. So I woke up one day, I'm like, you know what? Be the best with the name. I always thought people can always be the best. But then what I went through, I realized you can't always be the best, but you can always be the change. Yeah? Then I'm like, you know what? The project's
Here we go.
Be the change is born.
We've got it. And that was 2000. When was this? 2023?
2021.
No, 2021. Okay.
Yeah. So Be the Change is born now.
Amazing. And Be the Change supports young people from what age to what age?
So now, obviously, because we're expanding our services, we're supporting more young people. Now we're supporting young people from the age of 8 up to 25.
Wow.
With extra support.
Okay.
So literally from when we set it up to now, we're doing amazing things, we got more of an impact now. We established ourselves. We're doing more greater things than what we did with Be the Best. We got more support from
external
partners. So we got the credibility now, because this was someone that lost everything.
Yeah.
And I was able to build it back up again to where it is now, and we've been nominated for so many awards. We won so many awards. We brought in the young leaders, element to the Be the Change, and we got literally things was proper moving out. I learned a lot from that experience.
Yeah.
To be honest, it made me a better leader.
Yeah.
It made me a better leader, a better dad, a better person.
And the organisation, a better and stronger organisation.
Better and stronger, because we brought in the right people now. And like I said, we grew. And then for the past year or so, there was so much demand on our services, and we didn't have the space.
Right.
to accommodate all of that.
Nice.
So Bolton Home, to be honest, they gave us a space. So the Wheeler Center. Okay. So that's where we delivered a lot of the activities, but we grew beyond that.
Okay.
And then obviously we got up as our own place, and we had to go through all the planning. So that took time. So then we collaborated with UCS, so a local school in Bolton. So we used their space, their new space that they just built for like millions. Right. So we started running activities from there while we wait for our space to be ready. And it was ready in September.
Amazing.
So we did like a small pre-launch just to get young people through the doors, and and it's open now, and it's an amazing place. Like if you walk in there, from how we got that building to how it is now, yourself, you'll be like blown away.
Amazing.
The young people love it, and we got so much input from the young people themselves. Even some of the young people actually worked in that place to build certain things.
Wow.
So it's like
it's part of theirs.
It's part of theirs.
Yeah.
You see what I mean? So that's where we are now, and we are now on the final phase, which is to do the external of the building. Through the support of big is a youth space fund through the government.
All right, okay.
So we're able to do the outside of the building, and we'll be putting a bit of coloring inside internally as well. So, and then we're hoping for now
brings it to life.
It brings it to life.
Amazing.
So now we're looking forward to doing like an official launch.
Amazing.
And the crazy thing as well with the building, like I said, we didn't have a lot of funding or a lot of money to be able to do it up. But again, the power of the people, local companies, people that we don't know, Collings, we're going to give the project this, we're going to support it this, we're going to support it that. So we did an appeal with ITV News.
Okay.
That appeal caught a lot of people, and then Vernon K came.
Amazing.
We did a lot of piece with Vernon K, and that also got more attention. So there was so much support, and that's how we managed to do up the place.
It's amazing.
So this is the dream.
So how do people find out about Be The Change? You got a website, social media?
Yeah, we got a website. So if you go on www.bethechangeyouthproject.co.uk.
Okay.
And then on social media, if you type Be The Change YP,
okay,
it'll come up.
Amazing.
So on LinkedIn, Instagram, pretty much everywhere.
And any young person who's listening or watching this podcast, and they can just basically reach out to you and say, look, I want to learn more. Yep. Even if they're not based in Bolton, if they're based in the Greater Manchester area, hopefully they can connect. Any parents, they want to get their kids out of home or get them into something different, throw them into you. So basically, just throw as many people your way as possible.
Yes.
That's
what we want. And my message to young people out there as well, like every young person out there, like if you have a dream, like it doesn't matter what people around you say. If you have a dream and you believe in it, go ahead and do it. No matter how many challenges or obstacles you face, if you're really passionate and you have the fire burdens, go and do it. You're unstoppable.
Man.
Yeah.
Well, Daniel, I'm going to ask you some quick fire questions in a second, but I just want to say you're a freaking legend, mate. It's amazing. I feel like I need to be like, go out and go for like a run or go do something special, man. Start campaigning. That's what I'm going to do this afternoon. Let's get some signatures for something I don't know for. But, mate, I want to ask you a few questions. I'm going to ask you a few quick fire questions, actually. It's going to be a bit of a game. I'm going to start a sentence.
Yeah.
You finish your sentence.
Yeah.
You don't have to explain anything about it.
Okay.
So, Daniel, young people are
the future.
Stories matter because
it changes the world.
The government can help by
supporting youth groups.
Communities are currently bridged, but we can do what to support that?
Bring unity.
Amazing, love that. Education can
change the world.
I love that. Okay, so I've got two questions, Daniel. So we've shared the stories of 164 people since we started in 2019.
Yep.
People from all over the world. And I've asked them these two questions, every single one of them.
Yep.
And the first question is, Daniel, what's your definition of the word inspire?
Inspire, the definition for me is, it's someone that when you look at somebody and you want to be like them, you get inspired just by looking at you and be like, seeing the great things that you're doing, makes me to wanna do great things as well. That's the definition for me. So someone that can literally inspire you to wanna do great things.
Amazing. Just like that action,
Yeah,
role model, someone who's been there, done that.
I've done that lived experience. That's like, inspired.
I love that. And my final question, Daniel, I'm going to ask you today, mate, which I ask everyone, mate, is if you were to look at your end of your life, which hopefully is 80 years or 90 more years away from now, right? A long time. And you're looking back on your life, what legacy do you want to have left during your lifetime that you've got on this earth, mate?
The legacy I want to leave behind is I want to leave a blueprint for other young people to follow, like, because I know I can't live forever. So my legacy right now that we're building right now is preparing young people for the future. So I want to be able to look back on my life. I'll be like, look how many leaders that I've left behind. That's my legacy. I want to be the change to continue, like another young person to come beyond me and take it further. I don't want it to end when I go.
Yeah.
I want to be the change to remain here and just go all over the world.
Amazing.
That's the legacy I want to leave behind.
Love it.
Yeah.
Daniel Sukula, thank you so much for being on the Tales to Inspire podcast.
Thank you very much.
Thank you for watching today's episode. If you enjoyed today's episode, then please leave a comment in the comment section below, and we cannot wait to see you for our next episode.